Hi, my name is Mary Beth McCain, and this is my video explaining the Servant Leadership of Jesus class. First thing we talked about was our identity in Christ, which I found we can see that with 2 Corinthians 5:17. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old has passed away; behold, the new has come. We can also see that with John 1:12. To all who did receive him and who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. So that's how I see my identity in Christ. Then we studied the mission, which is God's overarching plan to multiply discipleship and bring more evangelists to the world, which then multiplies his kingdom. Next, we learned about how to embody it, which is how do we do it? How do we complete his overarching plan? I'm laughing because this little kid is distracting me. His name is Connor. Anyway, how do we do it? How do we complete his plan? How do we multiply discipleship and bring more evangelists into the world? And it says in Matthew 22, love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. And I think that's how we do it. We love everyone as ourselves, or even more so. And we must exhibit care and courage. And then next we learned about imparting it, which is when Jesus gave himself away to the disciples, it taught us that we need to also do so in the same way, like be selfless, in the same way as it says in Matthew 22, to love our neighbors as ourselves. Jesus showed us how to do that, and he showed us how to live, as we should, as leaders, show our followers how to live and lead by example. And then the most important question with the imparting it lesson was, am I trying to be the hero or am I making heroes out of other people? Which is super important. And then we also learned about empowering it when we were reading this book and learning in this class. And we should use Jesus' method of empowerment, which is to go about things with a kingdom-building mindset and a people-building mindset. Like before we learned, like a hero-building mindset, making heroes out of other people. So when we were learning about this, it reminded me of John 15:5. That says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, who abides in me bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing. This just, for me, symbolizes empowering it and kingdom building, because like a vine bearing fruit, you're gonna want to add more vines, add more to your kingdom and your followers. Discipleship in that vine verse just was a good symbolism for me. And then lastly, we learned putting it all together. We learned to always put others above ourselves, just like Jesus did. And like it says again in Matthew 22, love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. In the same way, building the kingdom, we must do that. We must put others above ourselves and live in a selfless way, and just have others view us as an example. Live as an example of Jesus, and live in our identity, show our identity in Christ by the way we lead people and by the way we make heroes out of people. And lastly, I wrote down John 15:15. My notes, because it says, "No longer do I call you servants, for the servant does not know what the master is doing. But I have called you friends, because all that I have heard from my Father I have made known to you." This verse, I feel like, kind of puts the whole class together, and it reminded me that when we are trying to lead people, trying to make disciples out of people, to treat them as friends, and if anything, you be the servant to them, and you show them by example, leading with love, empowering them, loving them, and showing them how to be like more like Jesus. By doing that, you're making friends out of them, and you're being their friend rather than their master or their leader. Just leading in a loving and in a Jesus way, just being like Jesus. And that's all. That is what I have put together for this class. I really enjoyed this class. I think it was phenomenal. The questions were very difficult and opened my mind, expanded my mind when I was reading the book and listening to the lectures. It's hard to normally think so deeply and so just really dive into hard questions. And with this class, I feel we did that, and I'm very grateful for it, and I learned a lot. Thank you. Bye-bye. You want to say goodbye, Connor?